We move on to a Neptunes production here, which is RZA and ODB, Got Your Money. And this is what appears to be at first a very simple beat. And it is in terms of the programming, but the timing is very important in terms of getting the groove here. So let's take a look at a recreation in MIDI. So I'm going to take the solo off here, I'm going to mute this, and I'm going to bring this open so that we can see this. Now what I did here was I wanted to recreate the vibe a little bit more closely. And one of the things about the original track is that it has two kicks. One kick which is the punchy, energetic kick, and then the lower booming kick. So it's more like a kind of warm 808 kind of tone. And that's actually playing at certain positions to work with the other kick. And that low boom is here. So you've got that actually playing there. The kick is here on C1. We've got the snare triggering on D1, closed hat on F sharp 1. So once again, following with the general MIDI specification for placement of the actual sounds. So have a listen, see what you think of this. Now what I did was to also do a little bit of mixing, and I'm going to show you the things that I did there just to liven it up a little bit. So let's just zoom in on the grid. You can really see the actual pushing occurring on these grid positions. You can see also that this low boom here is at a lower velocity than the previous one, which creates a really interesting texture. I'll highlight that by soloing in the mixer and have a listen. There you go. So you can actually hear the lower velocity occurring. Let's put the kick. So the two working together, creating a nice movement there with the low boom. Snare and the hat. The boom I've EQ'd. I've taken away some of the mids that were occurring there. The kick itself I've EQ'd with just a little bit of low cut on there. The hi-hat is just as it is, and everything has been run through a bus into this auxiliary channel strip here. I'll name this now. I'm going to call that drums. So all the drums are passing through here into a compressor, and I've used the circuit type class A_U. I'll bypass so you can hear the difference. So it's giving it a little bit more energy, binding it together a bit more. So that's a recreation of that beat. Once again, you can see what's going on in this particular one. The beats are pushing, so they're appearing earlier in the grid. Every time it comes back on itself, it resolves. The first kick is locked exactly on the grid position, and this creates a really interesting movement. It's very, very subtle, but it adds a considerable amount of groove to the actual track.